Hey guys, Moon here, back again with another video from the ASSETTO CORSA World Tour. Today we're gonna be driving the Alfa Romeo 155 Ti V6. Now this isn't the average Alfa Romeo 155, this is the DTM touring car. It makes 420 brake horsepower and 294 Newton meters of torque, and it weighs only 2,314 pounds, or 1050 kilograms for my metric brethren out there. And another fun fact is this car was all-wheel drive, which at the time would have been something very rare in DTM, because its rivals would have been the Mercedes 190E, I believe, which would be rear-wheel drive. So that's some food for thought. When it debuted in 1993, it won 11 of the 22 races that it participated in, completely dominating the season and, of course, getting the championship win. In 1994, the Benz put up a more consistent performance and they won. So, in the end, the car ended its racing career with a record of 38 wins, which was obtained by 7 total different drivers. So that's what we'll be trying out today, guys. Okay guys, so we're here at Imola today. Gonna be testing out the Alfa Romeo 155. And well, you guys know the procedure. We do 3 laps here and then we go on to Gunsai to try and see what the fastest time I could put down would be. So, touring cars, huh? I actually do quite like DTM, just because they were the average Joe car that they took and just turned up to 11. There will never not be something cool about watching the car win a race and then being able to go into your dealership and buy the same car. And I know many people would agree with me there, because homologation specials are one of the most loved types of cars. Another big homologation set of cars would be Group B rally cars. Everybody loves those cars. And even then Group A with like the Lancia, Delta Integrale, the Evos, WRX STIs, Impreza STIs. Homologation cars are always cool no matter what. And a newer homologation car would be like the GR Yaris, which Toyota built to enter into the WRC, but that was during COVID times, and by the time they were ready to race the car, the FIA was like, oh no, you don't actually need to build the road cars anymore. You could just bring whatever. And well, needless to say, Toyota already had the road cars, so they just sold them to try and make, whatever profit they could make, which, I mean, worked out really well in the end, because everybody loves the GR Yaris. Personally though, I'm not that big on the GR Yaris. It's cool, it's a cool car, but I don't know, the 3-cylinder just doesn't do it for me. So anyway, how have you guys' weeks been? Me personally, I've been like really busy at work. When I started work, there was like almost nothing to do, and nowadays there's, oh my god, it's like the whole world come crashing down at once. But we push through and we persevere. So that's why I here play ASSETTO CORSA. That's my little relaxation, Coming around the last corner of Imola here. I don't actually know if this car raced at Imola in real life. I just picked Imola because it's a cool track. Oh, that's here the tone of that V6. I know Alfa Romeo is known for their nice engine sounds, but damn, that is nice. How much does it rev up to? Like 6,000 RPM, I believe. Oh, no ABS, no ABS! Okay, might have slightly misjudged the braking there. Oh. The all-wheel drive showing that it is not all that is cracked up to be I'm in second. Well, I mean, that was 100% my fault, I don't get it wrong, but a real racing driver would never admit his faults, you know, always blame the car, as a true expert would say. So the car does not have ABS, that is something to take into consideration. Ooh, nice all-wheel slide there, nice all-wheel slide. Remember my hero, you know, Gordon Foot from Initial D. Don't know if any of you guys have seen Initial D. But my favorite anime of all time, I love it. That's actually what got me into anime, Initial D. If it wasn't for Initial D, there's a lot of things I would not have liked. Not cars though, I was a car fan before I was on Initial D, so I just noticed you could see the flames in the rearview mirror when they come out the exhaust. Yeah, you see that? Oh, that's so cool. That all-wheel drive, the back of that all-wheel drive really likes to step out. I guess it's more biased to the rear. Which is, I mean, ideal anyway, right? Because what's the point in an all-wheel drive car if it drives like a front-wheel drive car mostly? Damn, this guy is hard to drive. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. My skills may not be suited to this car. Yeah, as we can see, you know, I may not be the person to drive this car. I'm certainly none of the drivers that got it, it's 38 wins, you know, so. The model in ASSETTO CORSA has its left foot on the brake. I guess, yeah, you would need the clutch to shift, so if they have the left foot available for left foot braking, maybe there's a hint, I should left foot brake more. Sorry about the coughing, guys. I was sick a few weeks ago and the cough just never left. No idea why. Throttle, nice. That's the thing about all-wheel drive cars, you got to stay on the throttle even when it starts to spin, otherwise it will not recover. Which is, you know, the opposite of every other car. Well, not every other car, you have to do the same thing with front-wheel drive, but most people would be coming from a rear-wheel drive background, so they would know, hey, back off when the car starts to spin. Nah, dude, you back off in an all-wheel drive car, you pray. I don't know if you guys ever saw that meme, it was like, oh, I shouldn't be talking about memes, I'm sorry. The Alfa Romeo didn't like me talking about memes. Too sophisticated, so. Yeah, but like I was saying, I don't know if you guys ever saw that meme. Sorry about the jump cut there, guys, somebody was calling me. Yeah, like I was saying, I'll put the meme up on screen now if I can find it, but there's a meme that's like how to recover from a slide and it's rear wheel drive car, counter steer and throttle off. Front wheel drive car, counter steer and throttle on, and then for all wheel drive cars it has counter steer and pray, which this car makes me believe is true. This car is exceptionally hard to drive. I don't think 3 laps will be enough for me to get the hang of it, but you know we're gonna try. So we're coming around for our second lap here. Yeah. Second lap after the warm-up lap. Also, I probably don't brake late enough. You could probably brake way later than this, but I am very scared, so I brake very early. That's something you'll notice about my driving. I brake way earlier than a lot of other people. Maybe someday on my PC show me if I could record me in an actual race and you'll see that like everybody just outbrakes me and I always brake super early. That doesn't mean I'm slow, but it is just a quirk, you know. Went too far. Okay. Back on track though. So is it 7,000 it revs up to or 12,000? Because I see any conflicting numbers on the dashboard. It might be 12,000 because that is where the dash There's a digital dash thing. I don't know. You guys can probably tell me in the comments. I'm not really the most knowledgeable on Alfa Romeo cars and that sort of stuff. I more know Japanese cars, so yeah, and some American cars. I don't know much about European cars, I'll be honest and say that. But like Japanese cars, well, I own a Japanese car IRL, so it makes sense that I would know about it. Coming down to the last corner here. This is a difficult corner. Oh my god. I suck at driving this car. Sorry guys, I disgracing the Alfa Romeo. Okay. It's a good thing this isn't real life, right? Because if I was testing this car for Alfa Romeo, I think they would have pulled me out and shot me. Oh my god, I suck at driving this car. I'm coming around for the third lap now. Hopefully we can put on some better results. Because we have to go on Gunsai after this and things are not looking good, you know. And well, to be fair, the car is on medium tires, so you know, I could put it on softs and it might help, but I want to get a feel for these cars in their stock form. Well, however, ASSETTO CORSA chooses to be their stock form, and then I'll study tuning, because like I said, this series was started because, you know, I realized there's a lot of cars in ASSETTO CORSA cars that I have not even touched, like once. So I would like to get some more experience with all the cars, and you know, I figured I'd document my journey along the way, you know? Oh girl. This talking and driving thing not really working out that but I actually my content style is actually inspired by creators like Slaptrain and PC9700 Gaming. I used to watch them a lot when I was younger, you know, because I mean they were the big car YouTubers back then, you know, and well, I didn't have a car back then, so the only thing I could enjoy was games. So I used to watch them play the games I didn't have, you know. I don't feel like you're just talking to a friend about cars, which is something I've always wanted but never had. I've never had any friends in the cars, so you know, I hope, you know, maybe I can make some of you guys feel, maybe I can make a community here that is just like that, you know, because those guys were a big inspiration to me, love them. Anyway, coming around for our third lap now, which was a pretty good lap, not gonna lie, no crashing, eh? So, you know, Alfa Romeo, they gonna shoot me like 2 times rather than 3. But anyway, that is the end of Imola, so let's head to... That was just fun extra bullet, you know. Let's head to Gunsai and see how the car will do. Gunsai now. I'm gonna try and take the car and... Well, the aim is to try and beat the J's S2000's best time. Whether we'll do that, I mean, I highly doubt, because you guys saw my performance on Imola. So, and we only have 3 laps here, so... I mean, we don't have to only limit it to 3 laps, but I mean, if I were to go like 20 laps around Gunsai, this video would be never ending, right? So there's no point in doing that. Anyway, my hopes, my predictions, this car would not be nice to drive on Gunsai. A race car mixed with the bumps of Gunsai, that sounds like hell. But every car deserves a fair chance, you know, so let me see what I can do. In fact, the fastest time I have on Gunsai is actually with the 190E DTM. Yeah, I was just feeling bored someday and I just decided, you know, what would happen if I take the 190E on DTM? Needless to say, you know, it was not very fun. I had a lot of crashing because once again the suspension is extremely stiff, and you know, the Gunsai is a very bumpy track, which those things do not mix, so the car would bounce around and slide around and things. Also, I now realize I did not give my first impressions of the Alfa Romeo. Well, I mean, I think you guys saw how I drove it, so that should explain enough. It is not easy to drive. The all-wheel drive is there, but it's so biased towards the rear that if you make a mistake and it steps out, chances of recovery is very low. And well, the lack of ABS just sucks, but I mean, that's racing cars, right? And skill is key, you know? I have to get over that. Yeah, this is most likely where the car is going to struggle. That straight right there, and this jump. Holy moly, this car would not like that. That's not even the only jump too. There's this one that has a turn on it coming up to, well, I guess the one before had a turn on it, but this one has a braking zone on it. Oh, this car will not be fun. This is not going to be fun. Well, it will be fun because it have no consequences if I do crash, but in terms of setting an actual time, I don't think we're gonna be doing that today, guys. Theoretically, this should be able to beat the JS 2000, but that was a car that was properly set up for the tow gauge. So I don't think a racing car that was set up for nice, smooth circuits will be able to beat it. Log the engine. I guess any cabin and spin going wrong there. Also, my tires are not warm, but we race on cold tires because well, truthfully, we're dumb, right? You shouldn't do that, but you know, I'm stupid, so I will be doing that. It'll warm up during the course of the race anyway, you know? Save the environment, no tire warmers, and all that. That was the FIA reason for getting rid of tire warmers in F1, right? Which is a pretty... I don't know, what's the logic there? How does not using tire warmers help the environment? If any of you guys know, you could tell me in the comments. But well, I mean, you know, I'm no environmentalist or anything, but I don't see how that works. Anyway, coming around for the start of our first lap, time to go flat out. That noise makes me scream every single time I hear it. Oh my god. Going into the first corner, late. Well, not really late, early braking. Ooh, it took that nice. It took that quite nice. Stay into it. No point going down into second. A little bit slidey there. Oh yeah. Oh, lock up. Oh, nice recovery. See the flames in the side mirror there too. Brakes. Oh, I didn't think I was gonna stop there. Throttle. It's a bit frustrating driving Gunsai this car because you think you could go flat out and hit that lovely sun and then you have to brake again. It's quite annoying. That is probably the earliest I've ever braked for that here thing. You could hear the car bottoming out, oh my god. Use some left foot braking here. Brake fully dead. That is not. Oh, the car just barely made it, oh my god. Lucky, that was pure luck, guys. Don't even say that was my skill. That was pure luck. Holy moly. Brake. Well, if this was hot version, I'd make a pretty nice clip right there, you know? Just like Max Rido crashing to the grass. I was gonna try and spin it around using the power, but I just fear that I'll fall back off the track. Anyway, that was a great first attempt, you know? We learned a lot. You know, we learned don't try to go through there without mashing brakes. Okay, my bad, I apologize. Okay, Alfa Romeo. Okay, my rata is overheated. We have to take it easy for the rest of this lap. I'm sorry you guys have to see such a shameful display. Yeah, my rata is overheated. I mean, I could try. I could drift, probably. No, I can't. Okay. I'm sorry. I overestimated my skill. I will not attempt to drift you ever again, Alfa Romeo 155 PRV6. My apologies. I hope Alfa Romeo don't see this video. I might get Italian hitmen sent after me. So guys, if I end up dead in a few weeks, you know why. Alfa Romeo did not appreciate the negative press. Oh shucks, I put it kind of neutral. Speaking of Alfa Romeo, what's their latest car? I know they have the Giulia, which is a nice car. I quite like it. Don't really care to own it or anything, but it's cool. I know they have that SUV. Definitely don't care for that. What else do they have on the horizon? Like, I don't know. I don't really keep up with Alfa Romeo, so if you guys can tell me what's coming up for them, yeah, that would be appreciated. Turning on the lights just to help a little bit with the visibility, you know. For me, any little thing helps. Like once the track is even slightly shaded, I'm basically blind like a bat. Anyway, full throttle, let's go, power. Oh, the sound of this car revving to red line is ecstasy. Puts a big smile on my face. Took that first corner nicely. Going into the second corner, nice once again, although I went too far inside and dipped down. That's alright. Great throttle. Oh, we got on the throttle a lot earlier though. I mean, basically all we need to do is not crash, right? Brake. You know, a little ball touching is part of racing. No, we wouldn't study that. That's fine. I'm sure Alfa Romeo touch some walls when they were racing. Maybe I should shut up and actually focus on driving. But then what would you guys do without my beautiful voice to listen to, you know? I'd probably listen to the car and the car probably sounds better than me, but okay, I'll shut up now. Took that corner quite well. Oh, the car does not like it. Lots on this here. Hey, we didn't crash this time though. Hey, nice. I'm pretty sure I'll wait until I finish the lap to say that because we could still crash. But for now, we're good. You know, we went silent there for a second because things didn't look too good, but hey, we ball. Cross the line, clean lap, that's what we're talking about, but we still have one more lap to go. Let's see if we can make it better. You know, hopefully we could avoid touching the railing on the first, after the first straight. Yeah. Hey, that's where Rido crashed a white S2000 and sent it under the railing now. Is it there or is it? No, I think it's just before the hairpin actually, sorry. My bad already. Where's my boot? He's over there. Anyway, I'm gonna stay quiet for most of this lap to try and go faster. So guys, I could get extra lap or? I think I deserve an extra lap, you know? So what will happen is I'll cut out the rest of this lap, and I'll see you guys back for lap 4, right? Okay, so you guys join me back here at the start of lap 4. And something I only realized while driving on for lap 3. No, this is lap 3. This is lap 3, you know? Definitely. Lap 4, what are you guys talking about? Yeah, something I realized while driving around before was that I actually cannot check my times against the GSS 2000 time because GSS 2000 never run the full course. They run their special hot version, short version of the course. Don't I look stupid? Well, that's alright. We'll still just keep a leaderboard of all the cars we've driven. And well, if you're wondering why I don't just run the short course, I just like the entirety of Gunsai. This is probably my favorite track to race on. Like Togi. If we're talking normal tracks, I really like Laguna Seca, honestly. There's a fly in front of my screen right now, guys. It is distracting me. Okay, it is gone. By the way, I must say the all carbon fiber dash on this car looks great. Bumpy! Oh my god, that was scary. I can't imagine playing this game in VR. I would be pooping my pants the whole time. I suck at driving without ABS. How did those guys do it, man? I need ABS. Don't they know who I am? Like, I'm not a good driver, guys. Please, put ABS in your cars. I don't really like the way the car dipped down there, but okay. I had some trauma with that corner in the interim lap, you know, the lap that will not be spoken of. Maybe I might put it in a bloopers section video, we'll see. And we're round in the last corner, across the line, that is what we're talking about. Let's go kill these guys. Oh, only person else killed it. Damn, this car bounces around a lot. Oh, by the way, no, I didn't. By the way, as we're here. Oh wow, we bounced far. Oh my god. Yeah, I should comment on the livery. I think this. I know there's the Alfa Romeo red and white livery, but honestly, I had to give it to this legally distinct Martini livery. I know the only reason it doesn't say Martini is because ASSETTO CORSA couldn't get the license for it most likely, but this is far nicer than the Alfa Romeo livery. I'm sorry. No, I'm not actually. I am correct, and that's that. Anyway, let's see what time we got, guys. By the way, if you're wondering why I don't just have a timer on screen while driving around, it's because it distracts me and I end up just crashing. 223.238. Okay, so I think this car actually beats out the Abarth 500 ASSETTO Corsa. So, you know, Abarth has been dethroned from #1 after a single video, which is just how it goes sometimes. And once again, the pattern repeats itself where my first lap, actually no, that'll be my second lap, sorry. My second lap is my best lap. Okay, never mind, no pattern repeats itself, I just talking. Anyway, so that's it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, do all that jazz, you know. And I'll see you guys again next time.